Samantala, dako na muna tayo sa Palasyo ng Malacanang para po sa mga mahalagang balita mula roon. Nakatutok po doon ang aming kasamang si Elena Luna. Elena, magandang hapon sa iyo.
Magandang hapon, Kirby. Isang task group ang binuo ni Pangulong Aquino para matiyak ang rehabilitasyon ng mga lugar na nasalanta ng bagyong Yolanda. Bahagi ito ng direktiba ni Pangulong Aquino matapos magpatawag ng meeting kahapon kasama ang kanyang mga cabinet officials. Ayon kay PCOO Secretary Herminio Coloma Jr., inabot ng 9 na oras ang meeting kahapon na nagsimula ng alas 10 ng umaga at natapos ng alas 7 ng gabi.
President Aquino directed the cabinet yesterday to hasten the transition from relief efforts into the full-scale rehabilitation and rebuilding of typhoon-damaged areas. He formed a task group that will present a comprehensive rehabilitation program that will be tackled by the cabinet not later than Wednesday, November 27. He designated Energy Secretary Carlos Jericho Petilla, who was governor of Leyte before he was appointed to the cabinet early this year, as task group coordinator. The task group will focus on the following priorities: shelter and reconstruction, DPWH Secretary Rogelio Singson; restoration, Energy Secretary Petilla; livelihood and employment, DA Secretary Proceso Alcala; DTI Secretary Gregory Domingo; DOLE Secretary Rosalinda Baldos; and TESDA Director General Joel Villanueva; Resettlement and Psychosocial Care, DSWD Secretary Corazon Soliman; Environmental Protection, DENR Secretary Ramon Pahe; Resource Generation and Allocation, DOF Secretary Cesar Purisima; DBM Secretary Florencio Abad; and DFA Secretary Albert Del Rosario. Local government involvement is a key component of the rehabilitation program, and this will be coordinated by DILG Secretary Mar Rojas. The President also called on the active participation of all governors, mayors, and local officials. In line with this, he instructed Governor Aurelio Boy Umali, President of the Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines, ULAP, to mobilize the active participation of the leagues of provinces, cities, and municipalities, and the Liga ng mga barangay in concerted efforts to fully engage the citizenry at the grassroots level. In line with the mandate of RA 10121, the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act, the task group will be guided by the Post-Disaster Needs Assessment, and this interagency effort will be supervised by Cabinet Secretary Jose Rene Almendras. Economic Planning Secretary Arsenio Balisacan is tasked with planning coordination. NEDA will synthesize and integrate all proposed programs and projects for submission to the President and the Cabinet. The Rehabilitation Task Group will be supported by the Cabinet clusters on economic development, poverty reduction and social welfare, climate change mitigation and adaptation, security and law and order, and good governance. The President emphasized to the Cabinet that a fine-tuned plan responsive to specific needs at the community level is necessary. He also said that it is important to enable the people to attain greater self-reliance while participating in the rebuilding of their communities. This is consistent with the Build Back Better principle in RA 10121.
Naging bahagi rin ng meeting na pinangunahan ni Pangulong Aquino ang pagpapalawig ng programang Adopt a Town na ginagawa ng MMDA at ng mga Metro Manila mayors. Ayon kay Secretary Coloma, naging suggestion nito ng ULA President o Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines na si Governor Aurelio Umali na gawin din ito ng iba pang mga lalawigan at napag-usapan din ang pagkakaroon ng Adopt a Family Program.
Yung ibang mga gobernador, alkalde sa iba't ibang bahagi, in solidarity with the governors and mayors in the calamity zones, mag-a-adapt sila ng town. Ngayon, sa further down, going to the grassroots, ay families. So, sabi ni Governor Umali, marami din daw nagpahiwatig, may mga pamilya doon sa pagnanais nilang makatulong. They want to help a family in Leyte, a family in Eastern Samar. Ano ba yung specific needs ng families doon? Hindi po ba napakagandang pagpapakita ito ng malasakit? So, ang nararapat lang po dito ay hanapan natin ng paraan to facilitate that and to make it possible. Kaya yun po ang pag-aaralan na kung paano ito ma-operationalize, no? Dahil this is a very commendable volunteer effort at pagpapatunay na buhay yung diwa ng bayanihan. Di po ba? Yung sa bayanihan, yung mga members of the same community, pinapasan nila sa kanilang balikat yung paglilipat ng bahay ng kanilang kapitbahay. Napakaganda pong ng pagmamalasakit ito.
Sa press con din kanina ay nagbigay ng pahayag ang palasyo tungkol sa anibersaryo ng Maguindanao Massacre. Bukas ang ika-4 na taon nitong anibersaryo.
We join the Filipino people in affirming our solidarity with the families of those who lost their lives in the Maguindanao Massacre on November 23, 2009. We are determined to erase the stigma of the culture of impunity that led to this heinous crime. The PNP has been directed to intensify efforts to arrest some 88 suspects still at large. The DOJ is undertaking a continuing effort to strengthen its investigative and prosecutorial arms. We join the advocates for institutional reforms, including amendments to the rules of court that will hasten the delivery of justice. We will work with Congress to prioritize action on the enactment of the proposed whistleblower bill and amendments to strengthen the witness protection law.
Sa mga sandaling ito, ongoing ang meeting ni Pangulong Aquino kasama si Executive Secretary Paquito Ochoa Jr. at ang mga kinatawan ng Department of Foreign Affairs. Kaninang 10 a.m. naman, nagkaroon siya ng meeting kasama si Cabinet Secretary Jose Rene Almendras at mga kinatawan ng Presidential Management Staff. Mamaya namang alas 3 ng hapon, Pangulo kasama ang mga kinatawan ng Department of Budget, Department of Finance at si Executive Secretary Ochoa. At yan ang ating balita mula dito sa Malacanang sa tulong ng RTVM. Ako si Elena Luna para sa Telebisyon ng Bayan.
Maraming salamat sa iyo, Elena.